Well, we are live again on this Thursday at noon. Welcome, everybody. This is Toni Weel, and we have with us Sarah, as usual. And Juan is becoming a regular and keeping us updated about all his progress with his health. I have something to share. I am on a water fast. I haven't done this in, oh my gosh, more than 10 years. My first time on a water fast when I was in my 20s, I tried to lose weight. I had no clue about what I was doing, but I did it for 5 whole weeks. And what I was missing the most at that time was chewing. This time, I have to admit, I don't find it as easy. It's actually easy because you don't get to decide, what you're going to eat. Am I going to have this? Am I going to have that? Is it this fruit or that fruit? Or shall I make a salad? And what I'm going to add to it? It's like, nope, just water. Here you go. There's just water. But my issue is I'm not drinking enough. I barely get 2 liters, 2 quarts, half a gallon a day in, and it needs to be at least a gallon when you are on a water fast. So I have to work harder on that. I'm still waiting for that beautiful, totally mental clarity. Getting there. We're getting there.
It'll come.
Yeah, but I do feel a little blah, a little tired. And yeah, when you get to that point, it's like, yeah, you have to take the rest that you need. So I do whatever I can. But it's interesting, and especially I haven't done it since I know, well, as much as I know right now. I mean, when I did it 10 years ago, I had no clue, not about fasting, not about Dr. Morse. Now we know what the benefits actually can be for your body. It doesn't matter if you have heart issues or diabetes or cancer, even, you will always, always benefit from water fasting. And that is the key, when you want to heal, put less stuff in your body. It's not about adding more stuff. Oh, this heals that and this heals that. Doesn't work that way. It's about adding less and let your body do its job. Have you ever done a water fast, Sarah?
Nope, never. That was something just personally, I don't feel that my body's ready for it. And I'm more just, I'm at the point in my life too where I can take the time. I'm not targeting anything or do anything like that. So I don't feel at this time that I need to do a water fast, but I have done juice fasting before, and I really enjoy it. There was a time when you were talking about you missed chewing, and I can remember that I was like, man, that is right. I did want to chew something. I remember I was like slowly like act like I was eating something, like maybe kind of chewing on my tongue a little bit and like tricking my brain that I was actually really eating. That sounds silly, but
That's interesting. I would actually suggest everyone to try to do a 1 day water fast a week on a day that you're home. And you will find it's not as hard as you think it is. It kind of kickstart things. And I needed to have more progression in my healing than I was seeing. And I mentioned before, I have arthritis pretty much in every joint in my body. And I'm still amazed that I had it. Well, I can't say that I just let it go as far as it went, because even before Dr. Morse, I was trying anything and everything, from every, the turmeric and whatever they came up with, what you needed to do for arthritis and psoriasis, I tried it all. So I cannot say, it's just my own fault. I didn't know any better. And that was the same with the psoriasis. I had psoriasis, well, 4/5 of my body. It was horrendous. And now it's, there are some red spots here, specifically on my hands. Very, very visible, but I'm not hiding it. And it's not the way that you usually think psoriasis looks. It for me, it's just, red areas on my hand. It doesn't even itch. So it can go very well if you are on all fruit. But with the arthritis, it's like I see the problems with my knees, and I just wanted to heal faster. I'm getting impatient. So this is where the water fast is coming in. And there was one thing I saw in one of the groups, and we were talking about a 2-month-old baby who had issues. And I thought, no, you don't want to fast a baby, fast as in no food whatsoever. But then I read an article by a doctor, and it's actually in the group with Lauren Whiteman. And about a doctor whose baby had issues, and one of her clients' babies, and they did fast. And so that gave that little body a chance to heal. And I think it is amazing, It is what the whole animal world does. If they don't feel well, they fast. I see it with my cats. I see it with my dogs. And it is like every animal on the planet does that. So why wouldn't we? For us, it's like, oh, you need your chicken soup.
Yeah, I mean, I have fasted when I've been sick before, but it's been a long time since I've done that. I believe last fall, like I did definitely have like that nasally. It was in my throat, kind of just congestion, mucus coming out. I usually get that about every January timeframe. So I'll be interested to see if I get that this time coming around or not.
Yeah, it is. And they always say it comes with the colder weather, because that is more alkaline. And
The
and
detox season is upon us.
yeah, it is. But the funny thing is that, and I realized that too, and I saw more people did that, realize that it is, a lot of people get the colds and the flus after that eating season of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And eating things that you maybe normally wouldn't. I know I did it once, and now I'm talking about many, many years ago. I was in my early 20s, and I got very, very sick. My body responded with, they call that erythema nodosum. I may pronounce it, maybe it's pronounced differently in English, but it means painful red swelling. And I was paralyzed from the neck down. My body was in total shock about what I had eaten. And that, with all the stress that I went through, it was like, so things like that can happen. And I was very young. I mean, early 20s. Who expects anything like that?
Exactly. You wouldn't expect that at all. I mean, even just last Christmas holiday season, I mean, we definitely indulge in more things too, more cooked foods, and sweets, of course, and even other vegan sweets. I mean, it's very hard when they're all in your face and you're receiving them as presents and things like that. A lot of the people that I speak with and I'm close to, they make things for you and they gift you things that way instead of, buying you presents or whatnot, or somebody will make you a pie. But majority of the people know, that how we do tend to eat or what I do allow in the house or what I like in the house. So they do abide by that. And I'm sure that I've had eggs before from somebody making something, but it's not what you do occasionally, it's what you do habitually. So I don't know. There's technically like no excuse. Like I would still never sit down and eat a ham or have a turkey or anything like that again. That would never cross my path. I would not allow it. But would I have some mashed potatoes that I made, or would I have some sweet potatoes I made, or even some of the cookies or something like that? Yeah, I mean, I definitely have had those, and I might still have some this holiday season too. So yeah, the extra sugars, the processed sugars, that stuff. Yeah, we're just asking for it.
Well, you'll see how your body responds to it. It may be different this year than it was last year. because you're more connected to your body and how things are going.
Yep. And I'm going to be on mute for just a moment. I think they're mowing right outside the window, but yeah.
Okay, so you got me to talk.
Just for a minute. No.
Well, we still have one on here, JC. I don't know where he went. If he just,
Hi.
oh, see, there
Hi.
you are.
Hi. You can hear me.
We can hear you. So how are you
no,
doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Yeah, it's already November. Can you believe that? Man, this year has just kind of flown by, huh? Jeez. One holiday I'm kind of glad is over is the sugar holiday. I just can't believe what a minority I am, not eating sugar. Oh man, I was just walking around the de los muertos, the Day of the Dead, and boy, there's a lot of people walking around eating sugar. The children are getting it from the adults, and the adults are eating all this sugar, and it's just trips me out. I mean, I was right in there. I'm no angel, but when you know better, you do better. But boy, how we're just all intoxifying ourselves, and I just really I really feel bad for our children now, getting addicted to sugar, because that's a super highly addictive thing, sugar.
Yeah, that's very true. And when my daughter was born, I was like, no, I'm not going to give her any candies or any cookies. And she pretty much didn't have only her grandparents, her father's parents. They felt that candy was made for kids, so they should have it. And so every time she got there, like once a month, they had probably a 2-pound bag for her with all these candies for her to eat. And I was horrified. So even way back then, because my daughter is 51 now, I was like, no, no sugar, no candy. It's like you can eat other things. And even for the school treats on her birthday, I made like apples with raisins and nuts actually, and I put that in a really neat package, and that was what she was sharing with the rest of her class. So she didn't grow up on sugar, and even these days you still see the same thing. And now there is even more of all this candy stuff than there was 50 years ago. So it's really crazy. But good thing is we see more and more people going towards the fruit aisle and get their kids on fruits. So that is a good thing. And all we can do is, spread the word, because they are the future. And we rather not see them dumped down by all the sugar with all their, it's not only the sugar. I mean, it's the average food anyway. If somebody feeds their children all the candy, they get other junk food too. So all we can keep doing is informing them and sharing what we know. And I think that most people do know that sugar is actually not good for you. But yeah, it is addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped eating anything sugar when I was late teens, I think. But then of course, I didn't want the sugar because, of the weight issues that I had. So what did I do? I got a substitute, and lo and behold, you had aspartame. Was sold under a different name in the Netherlands, Canderel, and it was advertised as the sweetener and good for your health and etc etc. So for probably 20 years I used that junk. So that probably didn't do my brain any good, but I think by now it's all I stopped it maybe, well, a little over 20 years ago. So I may have used it even longer. From the moment it came on the market in the Netherlands, I'd used it, not realizing, how chemical and yeah, devastating it actually is for your health, for your whole okay, here we go. Neurological system. Neurological system. There we go.
Yeah, I heard stuff was like the same things that they put in formaldehyde. I think that's the stuff that they use to like embalm with and make furniture and stuff like that. It's kind of scary. I remember back when they were coming out with all those artificial sweeteners and things that well, my mom said the worst of the better of two evils would be, white refined sugar. But when I was growing up, my mother didn't let me go trick-or-treating and whatnot. But it just seems like when you're a child, or you get that taste of sweet like that, like sugar, man, it's so highly addictive. Yeah, I mean, you could just see when you give a child like an M&M or something, and then they're just bouncing off the walls. But then there's that spike in your I guess it's your insulin or what have you, that you get the sugar blues. It just drops off, and then you've got this child that's in a state of the tantrum or something, like an addict. You want more sugar.
Yeah, and if you see how much sugar is in things that people daily eat, because if they make something fat free, like with the yogurts, I saw a picture of all the different yogurts, and then it had a cup on top of it with how much sugar was in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, that much sugar in that one little yogurt. But I don't eat yogurt, so I wasn't aware of it. And that is what people eating daily. And so many ingredients in all these products. It's even in things like the so-called healthy, what is it? These snack bars, the granola bars. There is a ton of sugar in everything, and I can only urge people, if you feel the need to buy any processed food, please do read the labels. I mean, any food that is labeled is actually not food. It is made in a laboratory, and you see dyes in it. It's all chemicals, and it ruins your body. It ruins your health.
Mhm.
And we cannot keep saying it enough. I have seen, actually, there was something, and we were just for the heck of it, my husband and I, in the stores, and we look at it. Okay, it's organic. Now let's see what's all in there. Organic food. And then you look at the label, they had to make the print so small because there were so many ingredients that it couldn't even get on the label. So they had to make the print really small. So could barely read it. And I saw something else, and that was a mayonnaise that somebody posted that in one of the groups. That was mayonnaise, and it said it had bioengineered ingredients, and that was it. That was
Those
just
are in everything now. Like,
yeah, but it was on that label. It said
Mhm.
bioengineered ingredients. I have not ever seen that before.
It's on turn over your bag of chips now, turn over your breads, turn over everything. It says bioengineered ingredients in there now.
Yeah.
They're trying to condition us to think
Yep.
that's something good. I know. I've seen that on the packages. It says like it contains GMO product, or so. It's like, what? That's not good for us.
Yeah, but you
That's so
see,
funny.
yeah, I never buy these processed foods. So when I start looking at it just for the fun of it, it's like I'm amazed to even see that kind of stuff. It's it's kind of scary. Mm.
Yeah, I remember my mom used to say, if you can't pronounce it, then don't eat it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's another good one. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. Now for Halloween too, I do know somebody, they have their kids do trick or treat, and then they have what's called the Switch Witch. And they leave their candy overnight. The Switch Witch comes in the morning and takes the candy and leaves good treats for them. They are they're vegans, but they're cooked vegans. So they'll leave like little treats like that and things. But they do switch out all of the candy that the kids did gather throughout trick or treat. It's a way they still allow the children to participate in it and whatnot. But you know, there's a whole nother thing about trick or treat night and Halloween and things like that too. You know, we do participate, but I've been known to like dress up as a unicorn or the Super Mario Brothers group. And so we do that kind of stuff. We try never to do any of the scary or any, of course, the satanic kind of stuff or whatever. And just try to spread joy and bring joy everywhere we go. And that's pretty much how we kind of get around it.
Yeah, I
The
used
light
to.
to the dark.
I would actually buy my children's candy, you know, especially as I started to, you know better. And they really didn't want to part with it. There's actually a dentist too in town that buys the candy back by the pound. And that's where I kind of got the idea. And then I you know, they would separate some of these the chocolatey caramely type of candies, but you know, I would get the majority of it because man, I'm telling you, they would come home with like pillowcases full of candy. You know, if I bought it by the pound, I would be spending a lot of money.
Yep. And that's the other thing too. We would always skip houses. We would just do things like that. And just so that way we're out in the neighborhood. And like I said, you know, we're spreading light in the dark, especially one of the darkest days that there is, of all the stuff we've all heard, the nightmares of what actually goes on All Hallows Eve. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I had a question about, well, you know, I'm a salad eater. I really love salads. And, you know, and I really load up my salads. They just keep growing and growing and growing, get so big. I don't even know how I eat a whole salad like the way I do. It's huge. I'm more than likely needing to cut back on the salad I eat because I'm stretching out my stomach, I'm sure. But you know, I really like onion in my salad. You know, it just seems like it's kind of bland without onion, and so I put quite a bit of onion. What's your take on onions? Is it onions are they good for us?
No.
No.
Before you Tony, before you answer, let me ask this question. Do your eyes water when you cut an onion up?
Not really.
Oh,
No.
really? Well, most people. You're just weird. I was gonna say that's like the first indicator that they're not good for us. But Tony, go ahead.
Yeah, it is. See, nowadays they make onions that don't do it as bad because if I had red onions, they don't make my eyes water. But if I have the white onions, they do. The thing with onions is it has too much sulfur, and you don't want that in your body. So take a look at your eyes and see if there is any orangey in your eyes. And that is sulfur, and you want to get that out. So no, there is it's like from some people I hear that no, onions are toxic, and so are garlic. And I actually stopped completely with garlic. And I loved garlic and anything and everything, but that was in cooked food. And you don't like it in raw food at all because it's way too strong. It's not even, you know, good to eat. But sorry. It's no. So onions are out unless what you can do, and it's what we do. Although I don't actually eat salads, but my husband does. He uses just green onions. And Dr. Morse said, if you have to use them, then use the green parts. They have the least amount of sulfur in it. So
Oh, okay.
that would be better. And it's actually rather tasty. And you talk about bland. What I do is I make and he takes it when he's on the road for 5 days. He has a jar with what is it? Dressing that I make, and that is parsley, and that can be Italian or the curly parsley, one bunch. I put that in the food processor. Then I cut up 2 big meaty tomatoes, and put that in, plus what did I yeah, and then about 4 of these green onions, and that's in that I use it all, and maybe a little cayenne or curry, a little herbal salt, and what is it, coconut amino, a spoon of coconut amino. And it is like in a one of these mason jars, the smaller ones, and he uses that over 5 salads, and it's very tasty. So it's absolutely not bland. I mean, you can even add but I don't think it's necessary, basil to it, whatever, whatever herb you like the Italians, the dried Italians herbs. They have a variety of, it's a big combination of many herbs. You can add that. And I can assure you that is not bland. And if you want it a little sweeter, then if you use honey, you can use honey, or you put a date in it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've heard about, the onions not necessarily being good for us. I didn't know about the sulfur and whatnot, but that's good to know. Because I'm still in a way transitioning, and I'm thinking that I would much rather probably transition out of eating the whole salad thing, and primarily fruit. I'm really on the salad kick right now, because I did buy up a bunch of avocados, Tony. They were on sale. And when I was doing my water fast, I was like preparing. I have a ton of avocados in the refrigerator. So I think what I'm going to do is just slowly, eat up my avocados and make my salads, and kind of pull away from salads. And then I went kind of crazy on nuts too. And I hear that, I heard you speak to nuts, like, yeah, we should probably have maybe, a few walnuts, but me, I'll have like handfuls of them. And, I mean, I'm eating raw, so far so good. I've been all raw, but yeah, I think that you're to be a frugivore. That means primarily fruit, a little bit of vegetables, and a little bit of nuts and seeds, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's absolutely it. And when you eat more, your body will tell you it was too much. It's just eventually it will do that. I would like to answer a question from where did she go? Let me see. It was about the liver. What do you use for a liver cleanse?
Oh, Janine.
Yeah, Janine. The whole thing with cleaning your body is, like it was already mentioned, go on fruit, and the rest will follow. Part of it is going on fruit. It's like getting your kidneys to filter, getting enough bowel movements. You absolutely need at least 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. If that is not happening, look at how much liquid are you getting in? Do you get enough water? If you don't, I mentioned that before. If you, on all fruit, people often say, well, I get all the water I need. Yeah, but you need that other water. And it helps taking the toxins out. It helps moving your bowels along. And at any time I am dehydrated, and it happens often, and that happens to all of us. And I can see the symptoms are actually worse, and you get constipation. And so it is important to clean out your whole GI tract. The way we do that is when you transition to your all raw and high fruit, and I mean like 80% fruit and 10-20% of the soft leafy greens. Once you transition, I think your body will start healing, including the liver. I was diagnosed with what is it? They were nice enough to tell me it was non-alcoholic fatty liver. And I was like, how the heck do I even get a fatty liver? Because I didn't, I don't drink alcohol. I think the last alcohol, other than Dr. Morse's tinctures. But other than that, it was probably, way back in my late teens, early 20s. I don't like it. I don't like the buzz of it. So I've never been drunk. So I was like, nope, that's not for me. But then you have a fatty liver, and it has to do with your diet. It has to do with eating pasta, with eating pizzas. And so we know we have to get on the right track to heal our body. And you don't need to take anything specifically. Dr. Morse does have and it's not necessarily a liver cleanse. He has a liver tincture that will help heal the liver. But once you start on all fruit, everything starts healing. I mean, your body is a 24/7 healing machine anyway. It's only we put so much junk in it that it's no longer working as it should, because all the energy goes to get all that junk out of the body. So when we stop putting all the junk in, then the body can really put the energy to healing. And I think that is where you will see the changes. For me, the whole fatty liver part changed when I was on all raw with high fruit. And that was even before I was taking any tinctures. And I have not used many formulas over the years, and I've been into this now for three and a half, more than 3.5 years. And I think I had taken a regimen of tinctures maybe 3 times. Food always comes first. Your diet comes first. That is the main thing, not about other things that you are adding. It's like, of course, the herbals are helpful, but those are not specifically, you cannot be on a bad diet and take the herbs and then think, yeah, I'm going to be healed. It doesn't work that way. Your change in diet is always coming first.
Yep, 100%. And I think what a lot of people forget is that digestion takes up so many of your resources in your body. It sucks out all the moisture out of your intestines. It uses up your immune system. It just takes so much energy from your body. So if you're constantly digesting, your body cannot be in a state of healing. The fruit allows your body to digest quickly, because the fruit will just move right through your body quickly. And it's also very hydrating to our cells too. So you're getting hydrated on a cellular level. But like Toni said earlier, it's so important to keep that water there too, because we've eaten cooked foods for so long that we're so dehydrated, and we need to keep everything moist and moving through our body. And by allowing it to move through quickly, your body can then turn and start doing its healing process, what it's supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Yeah. That's really a trip that you are talking about. Water, because I was on that 20-day water fast, and I actually didn't drink very much water Well, I heard, Toni, that you're doing a water fast right now. Congratulations. I want to support you on that too. But I heard you saying that you think that you should be drinking up to a gallon of water. That's a lot of water a day, but yeah, I hardly drank very much water. I think that might have been a little bit of a downfall for me, as far as maybe truly cleansing and detoxing as much as I possibly could have. And also, Toni, I'm here to support you. Yeah, I could be your support system. How long do you think you're going to be going on the water?
Oh, as long as I feel like it, I know that I can do it. So yeah.
How far into it are you?
Well, I thought it was the fifth day today. I'm not sure because I mentioned it to Sarah on Tuesday and I said it was the second day, but I was like, no, I started on Sunday, so now it's the fifth day. And I didn't expect to have the kind of feeling that I want to eat, but don't have the appetite to eat. I couldn't even think about anything that I wanted to eat, and I have a fridge full of food, and the bananas on the table and the grapes on the counter, and I was like, nah, I'll just stick with water. But I did have a very empty stomach, and now it's gone again. So it's only temporarily because I hear a lot of people say, yeah, but when I'm hungry, I can't sleep. Well, usually for me, it was when I got hungry in the evening, it was like, okay, time to go to bed because I don't want to eat. So we all deal with hunger differently. And so, yeah, it's I'll see how long it goes. You get to a point that yeah, but I don't want the food in the fridge going bad.
Yeah.
So I probably have my husband is going back to work tomorrow for 5 days, so I'll probably have him take it all. But yeah, I want to keep doing that because I do see progress in my knees, and that is important to be able to move around better because I had a bad fall earlier this year, and it was some trauma to the body. So then those are your weak areas. So if you're still acidic, that's where it shows up. And for me, that is my knees. So, and when you have problems with your knees, everybody said, "Oh yeah, you need new knees." Well, I don't even have insurance, so I don't want to go there. I know my mother had 2 new hips and 2 new knees, and she still needed to use a mobility scooter. So I would not go that route. So it's yeah. Oh, I see something from Alan. Alan, I have to step in here. If you use lemon juice, please do not use any apple cider vinegar, and do not use any garlic, please. We don't, garlic is centuries, it has been used as a medicine, and we started to use it as a food. It's not good. So it's out.
Yeah.
Garlic and apple cider vinegar is out. Apple cider vinegar is fermented, and let's please not stop more fermentation into our body.
You don't want to pickle your insides.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And if you're trying to watch your fat too, hemp seeds are loaded with fat, just FYI.
Yeah.
Especially if you already have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or you just even alcoholic fatty liver disease, you definitely, the fats need to come out. Like, you cannot have fats if you're detoxing and you're healing and you're trying to heal something, you can't have fat. But once you get through your detox, you do stuff like that, then you can start seeing how your body deals with fats at that point.
Hey, Sarah, you still have my email wrong.
I did? Healthy? Oh, geez. What is wrong with me? I'm sorry, everyone. It's healthy with fruit
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
That's funny, Sarah, that you mentioned hemp seeds, because yesterday I was at Costco, and I see that they have this big bag of hemp seed hearts, and I was going to pick up some, and because I heard that it's really good to sprinkle into your salad, and that they are good for you, and I'm hearing more and more and more about the fats, even avocados being fatty, and all these nuts, man, I bought, when you go to Costco, you get these huge bags, so I've got bags of nuts, and oh man, that's the one thing about.
Yeah, the thing with hemp seeds, they are pretty much along with the sesame seeds. They are extremely high in protein also, not only in fats. And I have to tell you, if you put hemp seeds in your food processor and you let it run for a while, you can make the most delicious ham paste or ham butter you have ever tasted. I love the taste. And what happens with me is if I take a spoonful, I'll pay for it dearly. I get heart palpitations. I feel miserable. My sugar level goes up. It's like crazy. And it's just not the food we need. And I'm getting to a point that we all know that the standard, we cannot even call it American diet, SAD, because it's bad all over the world, that if we eat what is the standard diet, we all know all the problems that we get. Now you have all these people that are on a health journey and going to the health food stores and eating vegan, processed vegan, and fall for all the gimmicks about, oh, you need your plant proteins and you cannot even, it's not even, when you get a smoothie at one of these health stores, they add the plant protein to it. Otherwise, they feel it doesn't have any taste. It's like, nothing. So they keep adding proteins and fats. And that is what you do. Now you have this big bag of, I could have sent you mine, I still have some from years back. I think it's time to toss it because it doesn't stay, it doesn't stay good. Same as with the pea protein. It is just crazy. You want to sprinkle a little on your salad. Well, taste-wise, you won't even taste it. So it goes into your body, and now you have this extra fat and extra protein that you do not need. If you want to do it for the taste, that's the same as with tahini. A lot of people are adding tahini to their dressing. And I can see why, because it tastes good. It's the same with the avocado. But then they keep having the same health problems. So I'm always like, try to eliminate that first and see how it goes. But it's if you can handle it. I'm not going to say that once you detox and you're feeling great and you have your kidneys filtering and you have normal bowel movements at least 2-3 times a day, it's like, sure, why not a little? And see how it goes, because you don't want to get back to the point where you had all of these issues and what the heck am I going to do with it? Now you know how you can be healthy. So it's just that easy.
And again, like Alan said too, you have your choices. It is your journey. You're more than welcome to do whatever you feel that you need to be doing at this point. There are no mistakes. So you are exactly where you are supposed to be, and you are doing exactly what you should be doing. So this is your journey. We're all individuals, and yeah, I mean, we're all together. We still all love each other, and we're all still here to support each other.
Yeah, I see Sue's response. Sue, there's always the next day. That's what we all go through. There's always the next day. I find it easy to stay on all fruit till 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I'm like, oh, I want something else. Now with water, it's easier. I have no choices. I can't even think about what else I would want. I have water. That's just it. And but have your fruit ready. Make smoothies in the morning. Make them enough that you can have, maybe one in the morning and one for when you have the craving. It's like, okay, let's take a smoothie and see how that goes. But it's like, yeah, every every day, it's a new day. Every day you can start again. And at some point you will get that. It's part of the transitioning. It's like, I don't really feel that it was cravings for a specific thing. That, you know, you mentioned some cooked beets and nuts. When I have cravings, it's just, it could be anything, but not fruit.
Yeah.
And that is that is a crazy thing. And I mean, and for some people it's like, yeah, they want even meat, but then we have to look at, okay, how is everything working, you know? Do you maybe have parasites that you take care of a parasite cleanse? Because that is really important. And we do have parasites in our body. Everyone who ate oh, what is it, like anything that you can think of coming from an animal, you could
Food,
have
pork.
parasites. You can even have parasites if you ate a salad, you know. It
Mhm.
is possible. So we have to clean that out. And you have to clean your gut. And when you, once you do that, you will find that you have less cravings. And in the meantime, it's like less stress. Do the things that you love to do. Go out in nature, you know, walk bare feet in the grass when it's possible. Or hug a tree, whatever it is. Do things that you enjoy. Or, you know, when you have the cravings, go for a walk, put music on that you love, start dancing. I mean, it's sometimes it's just crazy little things that you can do.
And hug a tree. Definitely. I'm telling you right now, them trees are, boy, are they powerful. Especially you find a group of older trees. It's amazing.
Yeah, I still have to do that here.
I do
Well,
it almost every
actually,
single day.
what am I talking about? I have a big black walnut in my yard.
Uh-huh. Yep. I got one I pass every day, and I just like I put my arm around them and tell them what I've been up to for that day and everything.
My neighbors already think that I'm a little weird.
Oh, sometimes you got to vacuum the driveway to keep them away.
Yeah, as soon as asking any thoughts on kelp noodles, well, once in a while. I don't like them. I tried them and it was like, yuck. You need a whole bunch of stuff added to it to make it even edible.
Mhm.
So, but if you like them, it's the once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Dr. Morse calls all that stuff pond scum.
Yeah, I think he does too. And that's why I was asking, are you in detox? Because that's really where it all depends. If you're in detox, it's very strict. But, you know, I mean, like Charlie's been on this journey longer than a lot of us have ever been, and he's got a very clean diet, and you know, his body is already further along than a lot of us. So when they have hemp seeds or they have avocados or they, you know, do stuff like that, we're not that far in our journey. And so a lot of us are still in detox, and some are taking a very long time to get through detox, where some of are just really jumping in and, you know, fruit only and then water fasting and stuff like that. So again, it's our journey, and it's just wherever you kind of are on that journey.
Yeah, I have to answer a few questions that came from Katie. She emailed that to me. I did answer her it in email. She about allergies and mucus coming out of your nose. Sometimes it's clear, and other times it's yellow or green. I was gonna look it up if I could find more about that. I did not yet anyway. It was something I never even thought about it, so I did not have any idea. In a way I would think it would be levels of detox. But she answered me back and saying that I've always heard that if it's clear, it's allergies, and if it's colored, it's an infection. Well, we know now that is not how it works. And she mentioned currently I have clear mucus. Just started last night, which is why I'm asking the question. You said Sunday I did work outside doing lots of yard work, and it was windy. It's an interesting thing because I had sneezing and clear mucus coming out when I was somewhere outside. So yeah, it could be a response to that. Your body didn't like it. And weird enough, I have it with tree-lung tea. There are only 3 herbs in there. And every time I open the package, I start sneezing. So my body is actually telling me, nope, that's not for you right now. I do not have it with the Heal All tea or with the Ultimate tea. I only have it specifically with the tea that only has 3 herbs in it. So one of the herbs is like not for me. So we all respond different on it. I don't think that because it was windy that it would make any change, but in your yard, you have so many things that you could respond to. And the more clean your body is getting, your allergies will go away too. So that is a good thing. And I think that you had some experience with that too, Sarah.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say too that everybody's been mowing their grass, chomping up leaves, and then it's up in the wind and blowing. But I know that Katie, I think, is located in South Dakota, and you know you've been getting some chilly nights too. So the cold coming through might be more detoxing for you on top of everything that's just in the air. Just let it come out and do your hot and cold compresses or showers and help get that lymph, that stagnated lymph that could be backed up in your head. It's probably in your ears and dripping down your throat and even behind your eyes. It's everywhere. So get it flowing and get it out. Orange juice is a great cooler. So get on some of that and see where it takes you.
Yes, absolutely. I do have to a special shout out to Katie. Katie has gone through the ebook that I sent her with a fine tooth comb. She has read every word and mentioned all the errors in there. So thank you so much. And I already made all the changes. And I haven't heard back from a few other people I sent the ebook to. It was for me, it's like, I'm so happy with all the editing that Katie has been doing, and she is almost halfway with reading everything. I think she started now with the part about children. What my intention at first was not necessarily the editing, but the topics. And that is what so for the people, I know there are some people still in the chat with us who did get the book, and tell me what are you missing in it? What is it that you have questions about that is not answered in that book? And in the PDF, you can actually do a search. And it has a very extensive table of contents, so you can find things that way too. But what I was looking for is like, okay, maybe there is a topic that is not addressed and that you would need on your health journey. And then I want to add it, find more information about that topic and add it. I think I covered a lot because in the 3 years that I've been doing this, a lot of questions keep coming up, a lot of things that people struggle with, don't understand how it all works. Those things are all answered in that ebook. So if you haven't done it yet, please, people, the ones that do have the book, it would be great to let me know about that. And it can be different for every person. I mean, we all have different questions that you cannot find the answers for that you need. And I feel that this has to be the help on your health journey. It needs to be, the question need to be answered for you to not need a consultation with me, but that you can find it back in that book and it's like, oh yeah, okay, this is how it works. And Katie knows how absolutely extensive the information is. And there is, even if you read a title from a topic, you still don't know what is all addressed in that one section. So there is way more to it than you may think. So I hope, and still for other people, if you want to help me with that, it's I would be very grateful. You have to send me an email. There's only one thing. It's not my writing, and I have been clear about that. I collected articles and information to put it all together. And that is information that may be already freely available around the internet, but it's not that I say, okay, you can share this book everywhere, because then I would need the rights to do so, and I do not have that. So that is why I'm only using it for my clients as information, not to for everybody to share it with everybody. But yeah, I can send you an updated version, and yeah, it is also available on toniweel.com/ebook. It's on as a flip book, so you can download it from there too. I have to go today a little bit sooner than usual. I had some clients coming up, and the time was a little off that what I usually do. I'm truly sorry, but I have to leave it today. We're a few minutes early.
Yeah, that's no problem. I have a hard cutoff at 1 o'clock too, but there was one thing I just wanted to say in here, and I did share this. Katie had posted this to her Facebook, but I hear a lot that everybody feels alone, that they feel like they're on an island and they don't have anyone to look for. And I've always been strong at thinking that, God separates us, God puts us exactly where we're supposed to be, because isn't it that the doctor is with the sick? The doctor's not with all the healthy all the time either. And that's even referenced in the Bible, which I don't know where it is right off the top of my head, but the part that she shared, and this is from Dr. Morse, it says, some of you guys were thrown into the darkness because you were strong. You can produce the light and you can give the light out. So don't feel alone. Realize that God put you there to be the light bearer, to be the light giver. So become the light, become conscious, become consciousness. We are all exactly where we're supposed to be, even if you're alone. The strongest spirits are here right now during this time, and that is why we are here.
Sarah, I made you the host, so you can end it at whatever time that you feel good to it. I have to go. Thank you all, people, for being here. I love you all. Appreciate your coming, and till the next time.
All right. Bye, Toni.
Hi, Toni. Love you.
Fawn, I just wanted to say too, before we go ahead and get off, that your eyes looking fantastic, and I hear that you're doing wonderful too.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. Yeah. It's really incredible, the healing that I'm going through, having, the clean system, and, the way that our endocrine system works, it's just on alert all the time, like yesterday I was cutting a pineapple, and I was using a very sharp serrated knife, and I cut into my thumb. And it's just incredible how immediately it just started healing right before my eyes. I mean, now it's just a little line, it's just, I'm amazed at what our body can do. And I think too, knowing thyself, when things like that happen, like even what happened with the accident in my eye, I'm in communication with my cells. I talk to them. I say, oh, go heal that. I don't even think about it. I don't even worry about it. And it's just, I thought I'd bring that up about my thumb.
Did you lick it?
I do lick it.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Supposed to.
Oh, okay. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Because when I made the cut, when you do a cut and it's not bleeding yet, and I could kind of feel the sting of it, and I go, oh, that's gonna bleed, and so I sucked on it, and then I could taste the blood, and I go, oh man, and and then it just closed up and stopped bleeding. But oh, okay, well I did the right thing, sucking on it.
See, it's your instinct. You already know. I mean, that's where the word salve comes from. It's our saliva, our salvation, it's one of our part of our fluids that Charlie has taught us about. But, our saliva once we are clean, then it is clean, it's healing. And that's why, you know, parents will kiss their child's little boo-boo or something like that to help heal it as well too. It's just instinct. So yep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've also heard the description of, when our bodies are functioning properly, and I mean, I can contest to this. We're light. We feel light, and I was just walking to the store the other day, and I was thinking about, I've had 2 knee surgeries in the past, and I could always feel some pain, some grinding in there, and just in normal walking, and just little aches and pains and stuff, and especially back when I was a meat eater, which was a little over a year ago. After I would say cutting out, meat was one of the main things. But now that I'm really feeling, super healthy, I was walking to the store, like I said, and I realized, I said to myself, wow, I don't have those aches and pains, just so sometimes it's just a little, something in the hip, or, something on your side, or, it's just really, I am feeling light,
Yeah.
and we are light, right? That's what we are. We're made from light.
We're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be meaty. So, yeah. And they said too, a healthy body, you can't even feel a healthy body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're doing so well. And I technically do have a hard cutoff too. So I have to get going myself. But it was so good seeing you and talking with everybody in the chat. And of course, so thankful for Toni and all her gnosis. And yep, till next week then.
All right. Okay, everybody. Love everybody.
I love you all. Thank you all so much. Have a good
Bye,
rest of
Sarah.
your day.